In New England Patriots history, a lot of guys to sort out, and with 4 Super Bowl wins, you can imagine there'll be some guys from recent vintage. We kick off our list with a big money player.
And off the edge of his He is stuffed! Willie McGinnis made the catch!
Willie McGinnis edges out some great Patriots like Stanley Morgan and another fantastic linebacker in New England, Steve Nelson. McGinnis posted 16 sacks in the playoffs. That's the highest number since the stat was officially recorded in 1982. Well, he was also the defensive leader for a team that won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. McGinnis started with the franchise in 1994 and was a prominent player on Bill Parcells' 96 team that made it to Super Bowl 31. Our number 4 Patriot was a ball hawk. Ty Law is tied with Raymond Claiborne for first in franchise history with 36 picks, but he did it in 50 fewer games. He also took 6 back to the house. In the 2003 AFC Championship, Law was at the top of his game, stealing not 1, not 2, but 3 Peyton Manning passes. And what Patriot fan can forget this one? All right, number 3, Andre Tippett. Let's head to another era here, because the Patriots had a pretty good team in the mid-'80s. In fact, they went to the Super Bowl for the first time in 1985, with their headlining player being their outside linebacker, Tippett. Tippett led the AFC with 16.5 sacks and was named first-team All-Pro that year. And this was one season after he posted 18.5 sacks. Give me a break. 35 sacks in 2 years. Unfortunately, Tippett was always overshadowed by another famous 56 in New York, that being Lawrence Taylor. Tippett's 100 career sacks are still a franchise record, and that man has a bust in the Hall of Fame. Number 2 is also a Hall of Famer. It's John Hannah. He was also another member of that Super Bowl 20 team. Oh, and by the way, he's arguably the greatest offensive lineman of all time. Now, here's the thing about Hannah. Based on the perception of his peers and the media that covered his career, the guy was as good at his position as Tom Brady was at his, or Reggie White was at his, or anybody was ever. Hannah, a 7-time first-team All-Pro, is universally considered the greatest guard to ever play the game, despite the fact that he toiled for a mediocre franchise. How many guys can retire as a first-team All-Pro and play in the Super Bowl? All right, you know who number 1 is.
Tom looks left, throws for Edelman, touchdown, Patriots!
Tom Brady is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, much less the top Patriot ever. Here's a remarkable stat concerning Brady, perhaps one that tops any other number we could throw out there. The dude has started 10 AFC Championship games. 10! His career mark as a starter is 172 and 51. He's won 4 Super Bowls, won MVP in 3 of them, and has taken home the league's MVP twice. One of those seasons, 2007, he threw 50 touchdowns. In 2010, his second MVP season, he threw 36 touchdowns with only 4 picks. Now, I have to mention before we go here, an honorable mention. Steve Grogan was a fantastic player for the Patriots. He wasn't a Pro Bowl player. He may not be a Hall of Famer, but he was a Hall of Very Gooder. Just a big shout out to one of the toughest players to ever play in a Patriots uniform.